morning, Justine. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Dane.
Justine, with all of your experience, can you share a bit about, at the moment we're hearing a lot of media and news hype around a lot of things. Can you give me a bit of an understanding of how you would explain to a client how to deal with that?
Yeah, absolutely. So at the moment, the way the markets are going, there's a lot of volatility, and the news is using that so much as it's scaremongering people out there. So what's really important is that people don't get sucked in to what they're hearing on the news, because it's not the full story, and it's only a snippet of what's actually going on. So clients need to just take a step back, take it for what it is, but actually then speak to a professional to gain a better understanding. It's really important at this point in time that they don't react to that news and make decisions based on their emotions at the time, because it is a bit of fear-mongering. It's important for clients to make informed decisions, and of course just listening to the news at the moment doesn't allow you to do that. So it's really important they just take a step back from that.
Yeah, fantastic. And you mentioned getting professional, speaking to a professional. A lot of clients, from my understanding, they go to barbecues, speak to their friends and family when they're hearing all of this media and fear-mongering. What direction would you give a client who's speaking to their friends, or have you had that experience of someone that has been down that?
Yeah, so we recently had a client that she moved all her super into cash because the neighbour had said to her, "Oh, I've just moved my super to cash, have you done that to yours?" And she reacted thinking, "Oh, well, I better then," because she has. And then, of course, straight after that, had a lot of regret about that transaction. So, when you hear from families and friends at local gatherings and barbecues what they've done, it's important that you don't follow what they do. Number one, they're not a professional financial planner who can give advice on that. So advice is tailored for an individual's circumstances. So that may have been the right thing for them, may well not be the right thing for you. And so once again, you're reacting on that emotion from family and friends, whereas you do need to speak to a financial planner, or one that you can trust and feel comfortable with, that is doing everything in the best interest for you.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. And look, as you said, emotion and fear do get involved, and you may be talking to the wrong people. So how would you give clients some understanding of how to deal with that fear and how to overcome it?
Yeah, so what we do is we do an education piece around what the markets are and how they work and react with each other. So depending on the client, depends on how technical I'll go in to explain it, and if they're not that technical, I can explain it in layman's terms for them to understand. So, and then we get insight from investment managers and so forth, so we can pass on some current market information to the clients just to help them understand what is actually going on, and that what is going on is quite normal under the circumstances, and it's nothing to be too concerned about at this point in time.
Yeah, fantastic. And with that, giving clients some direction and how to overcome things. So, what advice would you give them of what they should be focusing on at this point, or when all this noise is around them?
Yeah. So with clients and their goals, we tell them to remember what that initial goal is. So if it's around your superannuation, obviously it's locked away until that retirement age. So irregardless of what's happening in the market, and if your portfolio is moving up and down, it's irrelevant because you can't access the money now. So it's important to remember what that end goal is, and that this is just part of the journey to get there, and we expect these to happen throughout that journey for you, and this is just one of those times that it's happening. So it's important just to focus back on the original goal, and not to react current market.
Yeah, fantastic. Look, Justine, thank you so much for your time this morning. Thank you for sharing your expertise and experience with us. I love having you on board the team here at Positive Dynamics, and again, thank you for this morning.
Thank you, Dane.